Hi everyone. I hope you're doing fine. Okay. We'll feed some tarantulas today. A lot of tarantulas. Yeah. Right, I have one guest in the chat room. 3 guests. Hi everyone. How was your day? Check the chat room. Hi Bartosz. Nice to see you in the chat room. You're the first person who is chatting me on a live stream, so thank you. We'll feed some tarantulas today. I have a lot of slings that needs to be fed, especially the Psalmopelus iriminia, which are right there. But first I need to fight those guys here. Hi Ian! Good to hear that everything is fine. Yeah. Let's start with a caribena. So So chatroom, how was your weekend? Hi Seba. Long time no see, right? Are you regenerating after the fights that we were having on the weekend? Yeah, I've seen that. Viking power. I need to water this. It's really weird that there is such a huge time dilatation between what I'm saying and your responses. This is quite unusual. Okay, Heterometrus maculata. If this one will run away, then good to have that on camera. Yep, me and Sebastian are part of the same Viking group. Nine people. Hi everyone. How was your weekend? How are your spiders doing? What are you building, Ian? For what species? Yes, I am feeding my little friends, my 8-legged horror hamsters. Oh, this caribana is fat. So Ian, what were you building? For what species? Something arboreal? Need to be careful so not to mix that up. Pokies! Yeah, pokies are fun. I really like pokies, although my favorite genus of tarantulas is the Psalmopeus. Yeah, we can see the work you are doing. We've all been there. Not sure what's going on with this guy. You need to check him later. Another maculata? No, this is the Holconia murayensis. Seba, pokies are Peciloteria. Those guys are amazing. I have 2 spiders of this species. I'm wondering if this can be seen. Probably not. The Holconia murayensis. Amazing. Super fast. Yes, Nano, I also like the Peciloteria. My favorite one is the Peciloteria rufilata. This was my first pokey that I got. It's absolutely amazing. It's like this big. And the green coloration is really stunning. Hi Mira, how are you doing? Oh Ian, that's sad. I'm sorry. You bought a mantis, an LP and a scorpion. What kind of mantis and what kind of scorpion? There are a lot of mantises, mantids, sounds weird, and scorpions. No, I don't know Mira. Probably. Miracle Silence. This guy is probably like. You have 2 sub-adult females. I have 1 female, confirmed female, so I'm happy with that. And a sub-adult Peciloteria metallica. Female. Ah, hi Masha. Is the quality okay? Because I don't have monitors here, so I can't check if the quality is alright. Psalmopeus cambridgei. Where are you? Okay, I can see the legs, everything is alright. Well then, I suppose job done with the microphone. Yes, Ian, the Metallicas are absolutely stunning, although I believe the strongest blue color is with the Hierodula electric blue, although right now they are having a different name. I've posted stuff on Facebook just to let know how they are called right now. Although for me, this will always be the Hierodula species electric blue, because this sounds super metal. Giant Asian mantis. Okay. I will need to check that, how this looks. Vietnamese forest scorpion. Asian forest scorpions are really nice. Big, strong claws. They are really something nice to observe. Although what bothers me with scorpions is that they are growing so slow. I think I can start to pack some of those slings to the top here, so they won't obscure the view. Yeah, Ian, have you seen the name? Nano Reefer, I had a centipede, but I don't know why it passed very soon after I got it. The centipede wasn't eating, it was pretty quiet, it had water, everything, and it passed. I don't know why. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. This was the cingulata, I believe. Those are, I believe, European Scolopendras. Feisty. Scolopendras are feisty, but not the one that I had. It was quite chilled, like the OBT from my last video. Although it was probably a week after I had to chase the spider around. I was poking it, and there was the whole rodeo in the enclosure, and that was okay. This guy won't eat this one. It's really fat. Another caribena. Oh, don't hide. You get something to eat. "11 guys in the chat room. Hi to all the new ones. Welcome to my first experience as a live streamer. It's something new for me. But I thought when I feed everything here, why not spend this time with you guys? Eat and get stronger, dear caribena. So Ian, you are quite into Scolopendras. Well, Seb, I am as surprised as you. I'm just feeding tarantulas here and responding to you, and trying to share my passion and knowledge with you. Although the knowledge is still a bit lacking. Hi Reizvoll. Nice to see you in the chat. How are your spiders doing? By the way, I hope somebody of you have streamed before. Maybe you can help me a bit with this. Where do you get some background music that is not copyright protected, so I can get some atmospheric, maybe Viking music in the background? Species Sumatra. Thanks, Seba. That was helpful. Okay, this one is not an arboreal. This is the Brachypelma benei. It molted recently, so... Beatboxing. I'm not into beatboxing. I could try, but I would rather not. Although if you are searching on YouTube, you could probably find my music, because I had a channel previously that I haven't maybe abandoned, but it was also time consuming, and I posted some of my music back then. And this was not beatboxing. Oh, the spider's already eating. And because it's after... Yes, Seba, but the thing is about the copyrights, you know? I don't want to get a copyright strike. Yes, but the royalty-free music I have found is also in some way, how to call it, also protected. So I'm trying to find some sources for background music to headbang to. Yes, I've seen that. Seba, I'm using OBS. That's interesting. Maybe because you're connected wire cable? Maybe. So chatroom, have you got any interesting spiders recently? Because I will get some tomorrow if everything will go according to plan. And I cannot await that. A species that I didn't have yet. I had something similar. Alright. Bon appetit, Ian. I'm wondering, because since I got back into the hobby, I've noticed about 3 name changes in tarantulas. Because we are talking right now about the Hylobrachys electric blue, so what are your what's your, as a keeper, how do you find that they are revisiting the names of those tarantulas? Because yeah, I get used to that, but the Hylobrachys was a bit shocking. They could have left that name. Twelve people in the chat room. Teraphosa. Okay. I have one Teraphosa, the Teraphosa apophysis. The blondie is quite hard to get. I had once the chance to get a Teraphosa blondie, but didn't have the change to get the spider. And also with Teraphosas, there is always the risk that somebody checked if the spider is a male or a female, even at small size. If you have seen first instar Teraphosa, you will know what I mean. They are like this big. They are absolutely enormous as slings. Yeah, the Poa metallica is... This is quite a view, Seba. And the Usambara, you need to be careful with that. In my experience, pokies are less prone to attack. They maybe have the more potent venom, but they are less prone to attack. Lasiodores are great beginner tarantulas. Probably if somebody would ask me what tarantula to get as the first spider, I would probably always say Lasiodora parahebana, because they are, when they are getting big, they are not hiding from the viewer. They are more in the open, and you can put that terrarium in the living room, and yeah, when the guests come, they will see this big tarantula. That's really amazing. Thank you, Darius. Yes, I have a Pamphobitius. I've bought it last month, probably. This was the Pamphobiteus species mascara. I've put that video. What was the name? I can't remember that. I've got like 3 Brachypelma auratum and Pamphobiteus species mascara, and along with that I got 3 other spiders that names I can't remember right now because they are not so common. Formingohilus maybe? Formingohilus auratus, is that correct? Or something like Ornithoctina? I don't know. Can't remember that. All right. You got a blondie for your first spider. Okay, that's quite a gift for a starter. So you probably had your first urticating hairs experiences with one of the more itchy tarantulas. Oh, Ian, the tarantula did bite you. So how was that experience, if you want to share that? Because I have read a lot of bite reports, but most of that were pokies and heteroscodras. Sometimes I've read about stromatopelma, so all the bad tarantulas, and of course the Pterinochilus murinus. But I have never seen a bite report for the Theraphosa. So I'm curious. How about the rest of the chat room? Have a spider bitten you? Because I was lucky so far, and nothing has bitten me. But seeing where all of this is going, this is coming probably sooner or later. You need to buy some meat for your spider. Meat is not good for spiders. You need to get some roaches. So Seba, if the pokey is your favorite tarantula, are you planning to buy more pokies? Okay. Fangs are worse. Painful fang entry and then just set and watch it withdraw fangs, then back in the wound and massage the wound. Okay, so the fangs were the more painful part of this bite, if I'm correct. Because the fang, I can only imagine that with my Lasiodora, the fangs are huge. I would presume that this could get right through the bone. They are like 2 centimeters long, and the Theraphosa is even a bit bigger than the Lasiodora. Okay, you felt sick for like 2 days. And swollen finger. Ouch. That sounds bad. But good to see that you've recovered so fast. I've heard about pokey bites that could last for about 3 weeks. The worst part was the first week, and then some problems with breathing and sleeping. Everything was just like paralyzed, so yeah, nothing to joke about. A fuzzy dwarf lionfish. there was this guy, German. He was a German pet shop owner. His name was Norbert Zajak, or it would be Zając in Polish. He passed away last year, and he had a story that he was bitten by a firefish, if I'm correct. The guys from Australia with this huge, how are they called? I can't remember the English name. They are like reddish, whitish, and he told that he died that day for like 3 times. He needed to be reanimated 3 times. He was basically stung while he was getting the fish for a customer with the net. The fish fell out and he got stung in the thumb. After that, he was feeling that the venom was working. He thought first that this is that he could get rid of the swelling and the venom by spraying it with hot water. This didn't work, and after that he went to the hospital. There was a funny scene he talked about, that he heard the phone call that they don't have an antivenom and they need to pump some adrenaline inside him, and maybe he could survive that. And he passed away for like 3 times. He needed to be reanimated 3 times. Thank you, Seba. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to get bitten by a pokey either. Hi, Anthony. They are sitting, eating, and I hope they are not producing more babies. I have the little guys right there. They're amazing. But they haven't sprayed venom so far. So you were the unlucky one so far. But thank you for that. They are absolutely stunning. And it's funny when they are flapping their wings, they are making that funny noise. By the way, Anthony, how often were you feeding the assassin bugs? Was it like once a week or twice a week? Okay, so twice a week. So like with a praying mantis. Okay, I need to remember that they are getting fed with a big roach. And I could see them sharing the meal, which is quite awesome. Almost like with the Monocentropus balfouri. You recommend crickets for them? Yeah. Why crickets? They are maybe because they are faster, they are jumping. Oh, Nano, so we are talking about the same kind of fish. Yeah, when I was listening to the story, the guy was talking to that in German. I was really in shock because he was talking so sarcastic about this, such a dry humor. Really sad that he passed away. You could see that he was really passionate about animals. Hi Erin, how are you doing? We are doing fine. We are feeding our 8-legged horror hamster army. And I'm responding to the awesome chat room here. The calciatum is fine. You want her back? She's quite chilled for our Stromatopelma, to be honest. So, how was your weekend, Erin? How are your spiders doing? Oh, your Gouty Sapphire passed away. Yeah, that always is a pain in the you-know-what. Currently, I have this little guy in ICU. I have noticed this guy yesterday. This is the electric blue. I have a few more of those, but what was interesting is that he was doing fine. And I noticed him yesterday. He was just like crawling his legs under the belly. I turned him over and he was still moving the legs. So I put him into the ICU and now he's twitching, moving. I believe he's having the dyskinetic syndrome, but yeah, we'll see about that. Today he was moving, so. You know, Erin, what is interesting to me is that the prices of spiders here in Poland are way less. They are not so big than, for example, for the guys in the UK or in the US, maybe even in Germany. Maybe that's because here are a lot of breeders of tarantulas. Max, this is a question I would like to know myself. $60 what? Pounds? Dollars? Euros? And how big was the tarantula? Thank you, Ian. That's really kind from you. Really, really kind. I can already see that I lost the stage fright that I had in the beginning, but I thought this would be a nice experience to chat with you while feeding. Okay, I know you, Max. I know who you are. I believe it's you. If you will ask me tomorrow. As a juvenile. Okay, and in pounds. Okay, 60 pounds for a juvenile. If it was a confirmed female, a bit much, but it's close to you would pay for a confirmed female, a big confirmed female here in Poland. Because small slings, they cost like 60 zloty, which is like €13. Yes, Antoni, I have a Terrafosa. It's right there in the big enclosure, like it's like the 5th or 6th instar. It's a big, big, big spider. And it will get bigger. Okay, it's a female then. Alright. When they get really big, the coloration of them, it is absolutely stunning. I've seen one live once at a pet expo. And he showed me, he tapped the spider a bit, and the spider was lifting its legs, and I've seen this striking bluish violet coloration. It's absolutely amazing. But so far I didn't have much luck with the Hierobrachis, so I probably need to learn more about them. What I've learned about the Hierobrachis is that they need to have almost like dry substrate, like bone dry, and only some droplets of water that are on top so that the spider can drink. If the substrate is really wet, don't know why, but the spiders are passing. So I had a Hierobrachis that was like this big, and I was giving it probably too much water, and a few days later the spider passed. For what? For the electrics? Yes, Erin. The adults are amazing. If you are having an adult female, you should definitely try to breed them. If you want to feed an army of grumpy, shiny tarantulas. That's a nice question. Have you tried to make a starter burrow for your Hierobrachis? I have one right here. Need to localize it here. And this one was rehoused like a week or so. And he got into the starter burrow right here, dug out this small cave, and everything is webbed up, so yeah. Maybe if you will rehouse them next time, make some starter burrows so the tarantula can feel quite safe and start to dig on its own. Yeah, Antoni, thank you very much. It was nice to see you in the chat room. Yeah, getting sub-adults is not really a bad idea, because first of all, you get a bigger tarantula that is not so prone to mistakes, and you can see how the tarantula will look when it will be an adult. So Korkron, good evening. Nice to see you in the chat room. So my advice, Nano, would be to, like with all tarantulas, be patient. The tarantula will do what a tarantula will do. And most of that is not what you want. Well, Rightful, dziękuję bardzo. Well, Erin, I am not really shipping tarantulas. I'm not a shop. Yes, Max, this is the plan for maybe future live streams, that a second camera will be on the top with a better focus. It was quite challenging to set up this live stream, and I think for the first one this is not really that bad. And about shipping to UK, let's even supposing that I would ship. UK is still outside of the EU, and yeah. You're waiting for 2 sacs from the Pterinochilus murinus and the Harpactira pulchripes. Harpactira is amazing. I don't know why my past was like a weaker spider, but the murinus, beautiful. Which kind of murinus do you have? The red color form, the Usambara, or maybe the Kigoma? I really want the Kigoma. They look so amazing. Well, the beginner ones, I've bred the Neoholotele incei gold, the Psalmopeus irminia, and the Caribena. And I've showed everything of that on YouTube. Although with the Neoholotele incei, I just showed that I have a lot of slings. Well, Max, I'm feeding the tarantulas. I'm just opening the lid. I'm throwing 1-2 roaches inside. I'm giving them water. I'm spritzing the sides of the enclosures here, and that's it. It's just time consuming, and it's definitely better to chat with you all while I'm doing this for the spiders. You have 10 Kigoma slings and 10 Mikumi slings. Okay, now I am a bit jealous. Erin, I have owned one, but I don't know why I don't have a feeling for centipedes. Maybe next time. I was talking with Antek, with Antoni that was on the chat here, and he is more into centipedes. And he told me that the species that I had, they are prone to pass away. So currently I don't own one. Do I want one in future? Yes, but first I need to exchange some of these spiders for other spiders and slowly but steadily build my tarantula empire here. So Aaron, do you own centipedes? And which ones? Or which one? I need to train my English. So, first of all, Nano, congrats on the XX. And I am also looking for a Psalmopeus victori male, because I have a beautiful female right here that is waiting for a handsome husband, and hopefully not a delicious snack, because this spider was probably my first expensive tarantula. And I'm so happy that this spider turned out a female. Mokux. I need to check that. After that I will scroll through all the names that I didn't recognize. Oh. Psalmopeus is already waiting for some food. And already hiding. Well, he's on the side here, so... I need to give him a bigger one. Juvenile or not, Nano, you are having a male and I need one. So far I don't have anything that I would or should breed right now. The closest thing that I could breed is the Heteroscodra maculata, and they are not so popular spiders that I could just give them away and everyone would be happy. Okay, so Aaron, how does that look, that illness? Because I haven't heard about that. I know about illnesses among tarantulas and syndromes that can happen with tarantulas. Some are more, some are less frightening. So I'm curious about centipedes, what they can be, with what illness they can be sick. Yes, no, I know. Sadly, I know. So far, I'm mostly exchanging stuff. And that's alright. There you are. So it's also difficult with the Victory in the UK. I also have one rarer Psalmopeus species in the cup above me. I have a Psalmopeus ecclesiasticus here. And this fella is growing pretty slowly. He's like over half a year old and like this size. Maybe that's a sign that this is a female. Hopefully. Okay, that's nice info. If I remember correctly, then when I got this centipede, then the substrate was really wet. Not like a swamp, but it was wet. Erin, I have a 12 spider communal of the Monocentropus balfouri, and I absolutely agree. This is quite a sight, quite a view. Absolutely worth it. So do you have a Monocentropus balfouri enclosure? Communal enclosure? I have one big right above me, and I'm already thinking about making the final enclosure for the Monocentropus balfouri. A nice big glass enclosure with a tree trunk in the middle and some sticks where the tarantulas can web everything up, and yeah, I hope this will turn all right. Of course, with the clay background. I need to check if the balfouri need a more dryish enclosure or maybe something more humid. Took you 3 attempts to get a successful sack. What about the males? Did they... Because I've heard that the females are not really prone to eat the males. Can you confirm that? So far I have a sub-adult male next to me, so not much luck with that, but with the 12 balfouri, so statistically I am at the safe side that at least one of those will be a female. One was munched. So far I was lucky and no male tarantula died during pairing. This day will come probably sooner or later. Don't like that the maculata is already waiting for me. Yes, if they are in the communal since sling size, then they should be fine. They probably need to be from the same egg sac. But I've heard different opinions about that. I've heard that sometimes you can have slings from different egg sacs and they live together pretty fine. Oh, that's sad. Sorry about the smaller ones. One balfouri and the UMV, is that the Usambara? Are you meaning the Usambara? What do we have here? Ah, those are the ones that didn't make it. this one was rehoused, if I remember correctly, because this was the Fimbriatus. Usambara mountain. Okay, so yeah, so the one that I have rehoused lately. They look stunning. The yellowish coloration is really amazing. Although Mikuma and Kigoma are probably my next targets when it comes to tarantulas, Murinus tarantulas. One species that I really want to get, probably even this year, not sure if this is the Formingochilus species Sabach blue. I saw the pictures, they look stunning. And one more, the species Silver Vietnam or something like this. No, I haven't seen the Kenyans. I need to check them. I haven't even heard about the Kenyans. First side done, after that this side and the Irminias, and we will call that a day for today. It's really nice to chat with you all. So what are your dream tarantulas that you want to get? Yeah, some trapdoors. I've seen one seller in, or two sellers here in Poland that sold trapdoor spiders. The closest trapdoor spider that I have is the Idiotelemira? Idiotelemira. There you go. 45 pounds, that's quite a bit of cash. This is the price you could get a Sabach blue here in Poland. Something around 50 euros. I really want to get one. And I already know a guy who has them. Need to polish my English. African reds? You mean like African red Pterinochilus or what? There are a lot of different red tarantulas from Africa. For example, the king baboon has this brownish reddish coloration. And so far they are not really fast growers. Oh no, a roach is running away. True spiders. I have at this moment one true spider I'm not sure if jumping spiders are true spiders. If yes, then I have 11 true spiders. And one creeps people out. Petco from Dark Den showed one of this species lastly on his channel. Yes, Celadonia. It's spelled Celadonia. Typoclaena Celadonia. And that's also one of the beautiful tarantulas that I will probably never have the cash to get. Yet alone to breed. Somebody of you have yeah, somebody of you have Typoclaena Celadonia maybe, or had one? Well, I enjoy both of those channels. What's funny is that when Petco one time used his Croatian words, it was something with rainforest frogs, the dart frogs, and he was calling them żabki, and that's the same word in Polish. So yes, I know all three of those channels. From those three, I enjoy Tarantula Cat and Dark Den the most. You know, the worst thing about doing stuff on YouTube, but that's a plus side also, is that you have less time to watch stuff on YouTube. But Tarantula Cat, Exotics Lair sometime, Dark Den I try to catch up every episode. Of course, Tarantula Collective, and yeah, of course the UK channels also, like Mark the Spider Guy, Scott's Inverts, of course. There's a lot of nice channels that are not as big like Dark Den, and they are having amazing content. Tarantula Rookie, of course. I haven't seen much German channels. I know about, I think, 3. There are some Polish channels, some good Polish channels, about spiders and tarantulas. He was at the London Capital Show. Well, I really want to visit Great Britain, and I hope this will be during the time when the British Tarantula Society will be having their show. It would be nice to see people from the UK that, yeah, somehow helped me to start this whole thing. I still remember it was my 31st birthday, and I stumbled upon the live chats of Mark the Spider Guy, I believe. And I was in the chat room, and somebody from the chat room recognized me, and this gave me the first boost for my first 100 subs. So that was a unsuspected birthday gift. I'm very thankful that they did that, because this gave me a big confidence boost with doing this stuff. And right now it's fun for me. I like doing that. But there's a lot of learning along this way. Editing and yeah, tarantula. Yeah, I was probably on a live stream where Richard from the Tarantula Collective was with Scott from Scott's Inverts, and they were talking about him coming to the UK, if I remember that. Of course, last weekend was Animal Con, I believe, in the US, and yep. Yeah, Scott is a nice guy. And yeah, Animal Con was last week. 2 Polish YouTubers were on that show, and of course all the big tarantula guys, just like Brian Barczyk. Hi Tarantula Ramblings, how are you doing? We are feeding some spiders and we are chatting a little bit. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Because why not share the tarantula feeding time with you all? Yes, I've heard that. I've heard that Brian is having pancreatic cancer, and yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, he's very ill. You have a very bad cold today, Tarantula Ramblings, so I hope you will feel well soon. Get well. I hope one day to go to such a big animal convention like Animal Con. But I think one of the next pet expos that I want to go would be probably Prague. Prague? Is that Prague? Something in Czechia, and of course Hamm in Germany. Yes, Erin, I was also watching Brian for a very long time, maybe not on this channel, because I started this channel last year to upload my spider stuff. My previous channel was more scale model and wargaming related, and some of my music was there. So, but I had Brian in my subscriptions, and I was watching his amazing content. It's really sad what happened to him. those guys are really fast. The Holconia muraiensis, absolutely crazy. And I've seen that they are also quite big when they are grown up. I need to think about making a camera from the top so you can see what I'm doing. Who is Brian? Brian Barczyk. He's having a huge channel about reptiles, mostly reptiles. He is strong, Aaron. He's doing the thing that he loves right now. So, since this is my first stream and I'm doing this for the first time, could you give me guys some advice? Because right now we are at above an hour probably of streaming. Some background music, that's one thing that comes to mind for me. Maybe a second camera that is showing stuff from the top. What else would you suggest? Maybe some topics that are, yeah, some current topics in the terrarium hobby, or maybe just chatting, because this is also enjoying. I enjoy that. I enjoy chatting. What other exotic animals I keep? I have snakes. Here are the snakes. Two smaller ones are right here. Of course, feeder roaches. I have some jumping spiders. I have a praying mantis. Spiders, lots of spiders, more spiders. I had some butterflies before. What were they called? Something Rizzini, Samyacinthia Rizzini, and I have a few assassin bugs that Antoni, who was in the chat for some time here, we were exchanging some stuff, and yeah, got some assassin bugs. Really nice guy. And I have a shrimp aquarium, but the shrimps are, I don't know why, something with the water probably, because in the beginning when this aquarium there started, they were breeding like crazy. Ah yeah, of course, tarantula ramblings. I have also scorpions, yes. I have Heterometrus silenus. The Silenus is probably the one that was with the after Petersi. I need to check that. They have two different Heterometrus species and one species of Euscorpius. Can't remember the species name. Something very weird. I like scorpions, but they are very slow growing. Like, super slow. There are definitely some species of exotic invertebrate that I really want to keep. but most of them are spiders. I don't know why. I was fascinated by them since junior high. So I was around 12 back then. That's how I got my first tarantula. Yes, I'm feeding my scorpions once a week, like most of the stuff here. So all the slings are fed once a week. Sometimes the jumping spiders are fed more often because they seem to enjoy that. The bigger tarantulas are getting around 3 roaches, 3 male red runners, and the scorpions are getting adult red runners. I had dubia roaches. I probably will start a new colony. We'll see about that. Right now I'm at the moment that I need to exchange some stuff. I don't get that, Erin. What you're trying to tell here. Yeah, it's the best if we don't talk about his illness. Absolutely. That's I'm sorry to hear that, Erin. A few relatives of mine have passed from cancer, so I haven't seen that with my own eyes, but I've heard stories, and I don't really want to see that with my own eyes. I've seen different kinds of illnesses that I also don't want to experience more, but cancer is one thing that I don't really want to experience. Tarantula ramblings. I've made 2 glass enclosures so far, in one of which is male Amazonius germania, I believe. Need to check the label. Amazonius germania, and in the second one is a female Stromatopelma calciatum. I've posted the pictures when I started my tarantula blog on Facebook, and they are not ideal, they are not perfect, but I'm still proud of them. I think this takes some practice. Maybe I will learn to cut glass better. But the siliconing process is definitely tricky and needs to be done in a well ventilated room. But when it comes to the price, and this is surprising here in Poland, the price is not much less than a bot enclosure like the ones that I have here. So glass enclosures like this size cost about 90 zloty at this moment after inflation, and this is something about 22 euros. The smaller ones, so 20 by 20 by 30 centimeters, you can get them for about 60, probably 70. If you get more in batches, you can get them cheaper. And when I'm buying enclosures right now, I buy them like 5, 6 at a time. My plans for this week. You're referring to recording, or you're referring to personal plans? I don't really know how expensive arboreal enclosures are. You are in the UK, if I remember correctly. I don't really know how expensive arboreal enclosures are in the UK. If you can get them only in shops, then they are probably more expensive. I'm getting them from... Okay, this is one kind of job name that I don't know how to translate to English. Glass cutter, I believe. I get them directly from them, and yeah, they are pretty cheap. And about doing videos, yeah, first one thing that I want to check if the method I used for this little fellow here worked. Probably take a stick or something, because I don't know if this guy is having a bad type of illness. Need to check his he's moving. Okay, so it's not that bad, but he's having a DKS, so this will probably be part of the video material. And I am getting a package tomorrow. I'm getting a package tomorrow with 8 slings and 1 male. So if that will arrive, I will open that, and yeah, I will show what's inside, because I cannot await it, especially because I don't know what type of male is in there, and maybe it's something that we can pair here. So fingers crossed. If I will be doing some StreamYard this week, probably not. I'm not sure what will be in the future because this is the first time I'm streaming here. I was a few times part of live chats with the awesome guys from the UK, and I really enjoyed that, but the problem is I can understand English pretty well, but if somebody is native to England and my understanding and the ability to respond is not as fast like a native speaker. Yes, I know about the open mic nights. I was part of some open mic nights, I believe with Tarantula Rookie and Mark the Spider Guy and Scott's Inverts. And it was an amazing time. I really enjoyed chatting with them. They are so much nice guys. Just like Trond, of course, is there, and Sharon, I believe. I still need to remember all those names. It's like all the names and you need to start to remember them. And I have such a poor memory for names. Where are you from, Nano? When I wouldn't understand your accent. Because I'm also in a part of Poland where we have a very distinct kind of accent. Not the most difficult one, but it's like a combination of 3 different languages and everything is mashed together into one dialect. Liverpool. I believe I've heard the Liverpool accent sometimes. I believe I even heard it live. I'm not sure. I have seen a YouTube video about different kind of English accents because I was very curious how they sound. But I can't remember the names. I'm not sure. Is Chris Catalyst from Liverpool? If yes, then I've heard this accent live. Hi there. Nice to see you. Yeah, Matt is he's a really nice guy. And I still remember that I was part of a giveaway from him. One of my episodes was part of a contest. And yeah, that was really nice. I really appreciate that he's enjoying my content. Maciek, there are many more noplinks here, not just those. Right. So I think we will do half an hour more, and after that we will stop the stream. I have a lot of Erminias left, so maybe we'll manage to feed them. So you're breeding the curly hair tarantula. And you managed to breed them? It's amazing. So, what are you waiting for? That was close. Very close. You're waiting for a male. I have a male curly hair right there. So if you want to come to Poland, okay, I hope you will do some YouTube content about that. Yeah, the Trilto cattle are really slow growers, just like Brachypelmas. So there is definitely some time that you need to wait before you can pair it with a male. Even the males are growing very slow, but they also live definitely longer. I've heard that they can live up to 5, 6, maybe even 8 years, which is quite amazing when it comes to spiders. Most males live about 2.5 years, and that's it. I'm still hesitant about CITES protected tarantulas to breed them. If I would start with CITES protected tarantulas, the first one I would breed or try to breed is the Pecilotteria rufilata. Yeah, if you're keeping your tarantulas warm, they grow definitely faster. Faster metabolism, better eater. Oh, that was a fast tarantula. It's like shooting out those Irminias. And here are somewhere the 2 Irminias that you all chose the name for when they were born. So Horus and Iwan, I believe. There are some nice names there. Like Alpha and Omega were nice names for these tarantulas. Well, this is normal when a female is eating a male in the tarantula world, just like with the mantis world. The thing is that with tarantulas don't eat when they are full, and mantids are like always hungry. Yeah, you're always hungry, right? You see, they are already collaborating on getting some tarantula spiderlings. I'm not sure about that, if they are getting away more often. I would be more prone to tell that they are more often eaten in the wild, especially if the male is older. Older males are getting more sluggish and weak, and they are more often eaten. There was a documentary about the Caribena versicolor and in the wild. So there was this scene where an old male approached a female and he was eaten like a snack, even before pairing. Yes, I've noticed that with the species that I have bred. There was a situation with the Caribena. The male approached the female and the female shot out like a rocket. He jumped away, and after that he started to mate with the female. And right after they finished what they started, then was just running away. The same with the Psalmopeus irminia. And even with the Neoholotele Incei Gold, the same thing. If I'm correct, then at least that was the thing when I started with tarantula. So way back in time, that the curly hair was most common, the hobby form, the so-called hobby form. Now they split them between the Triltocatl albopilosus Nicaragua and Triltocatl albopilosus Honduras. And the thing is that probably the genes between these two, are those morphotypes or something like this, subspecies, something like this, they probably mixed together, and the hobby form is like a combination of both of those genes. If they are having very long whitish, yellowish whitish hair, then it's probably a Nicaragua. They're like super fluffy. Aaron, they can breed. It's more like the purity. There was a... The thing is, if you really want to... It's not really a hybrid, because technically it's the same species, but breeders really want to keep the different kind of species pure. You can even technically pair, for example, two Psalmopeus together or two different kind of Brachypelmas, but there was rightly so a huge discussion about hybrids on the internet, in the terrarium world. And I also think that this is not correct. Yes, I agree. We must avoid hybrids at all costs. I wonder if somebody studied if in the nature different kind of species are crossbreeding. This would be a nice topic for scientific work. But yes, I agree, we need to avoid hybrids. Okay, so 10 more minutes and I think we can call that a day. So yeah, I am also thinking about the red color form of the OBT. They are also nice looking, but for OBTs, the species I am looking for right now is the Kigoma and Mikumi. More likely the Kigoma, and it really fascinates me that one species has such a huge variety of colorations. Really amazing. Well, if the female is refusing to feed, then maybe she's fresh after molting or simply maybe not hungry. This is the simplest and most likely explanation. That's great for your tarantula ramblings, and I hope I will also have 2 or maybe 3 slings of the Kigoma. Maybe I will be able to exchange some of this stuff for some Kigoma slings. Would be nice. Erin, is she well fed? Is her abdomen really big? Yes, definitely. 500 curly slings sounds like a lot of work. Well, if her abdomen is big, then probably everything is fine. Just give her time and she will eat again. Patience, patience, patience. And also 500 curly slings. You need to think about that. 500 curly slings. Think about the possibilities. For example, 2000 LPs. Well, Erin, overfeeding tarantulas is also not that good, because big tarantulas can fall off and really get really hurt. Okay, then patience. Be patient and everything will be alright. Yeah. Definitely, that's not really nice to the tarantulas. And there is also a possibly bigger problem with that solution, if we can call that a solution. Males are growing faster, so the bigger tarantulas will eat the smaller tarantulas, and probably most of them will be male after that. That's always a possibility, Erin. She definitely can get ready for a molt. So if you expect that, then pairing is not really an option. But after that, feed her well, find a possible male for the spider, and let them do their spider things. I'm not sure about that. Probably the difference between the growth rate is smaller with smaller tarantulas. But I've noticed that with my Monocentropus balfouri, that some of them are a lot bigger than the other ones. And I suppose this has a lot to do with being a male or a female. I even got them at a size difference, and they were like second or third instar, something like this. Well, if the female is drumming, she's expecting to get a male. Yeah. I get the tarantula ramblings. It was the same with me when I first paired a tarantula. I wanted to experience that on my own. Yes and no. I mean, it's a lot of work, and definitely I will definitely wait for my next pairing if I can exchange some of the stuff for different tarantulas. Maybe even some bigger ones, because like I mentioned, I got the assassin bugs by exchanging some of my tarantulas. That's okay. Well, Aaron, the fact is that mostly the females and males start drumming, if I'm correct, if they can sense the pheromones. But I've seen some recordings where the female was responding to the drumming of a male of a different species. That this was quite interesting. Alright, I see we are 2 hours in our stream, so I've never expected that I will get around 14 viewers for my first stream, which is quite amazing. First of all, thank you, chat room, for having a nice time here, that you joined me on this tarantula feeding chores. I will continue that without streaming, because yeah. Thank you for the time. Don't forget to like this live stream, because this will help me develop this channel. And yeah, hopefully I will see you all in the chat room next time. So yeah, thank you. See you.